With the addition of RMC Wildcat, Hershey Park has thrust itself into elite territory in the American amusement park industry. It is undeniable that Hershey's been hovering near the top for a good while now, but Wildcat's revenge means they could be possibly the best American amusement park. And while I don't agree with this, I understand the thought behind it. Hershey is improving very rapidly compared to the flagship parks of both Cedar Fair and Six Flags. Will Hershey soon definitively take the number one spot in the United States, or will Cedar Point and Magic Mountain make a great comeback and dethrone the newcomer? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the future of the best amusement parks in North America and make some predictions about where the best coasters of the future could be headed. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Let's dive in. It's long been speculated that Hershey would RMC Wildcat at some point, but like many others, I really didn't think this would actually happen. It made perfect sense, but there has been so much speculation regarding different RMCs going to different parks, but for once, this one actually happened, and it looks incredible. I've not ridden it, and in fact, I've not been to Hershey Park, so I can't really speak to the park exactly, but I can talk about the lineup on face value, and it just seems unreal. A B&M Hyper, a trio of wild Intamins, plenty of wooden coasters, and now even an RMC, not to mention a rather strong supporting cast. Hershey is no doubt a big player in the industry now, but how does it compete with the long-standing bigwigs of the amusement park world? Let's take a quick look at Cedar Point. They just added Wild Mouse, how pointless. I really hope something will happen with Dragster, something great, but all these predictions about a huge spike and other changes to the layout just seem too far-fetched. I'm looking forward to see what will happen, but I don't think it'll be anything game-changing in any way. Of course, Cedar Point is known for its elite top three, consisting of Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force, and Maverick. These are incredible, at least two of them are, and they are better than the best of what Hershey has to offer. But after these three, the drop in quality is significant. Maybe like Raptor and Gatekeeper, both are pretty whereas I feel Hershey's a bit more depth to their lineup. What about Six Flags Magic Mountain? The park with the most coasters on Earth. I might be biased, because this is my home park, but I really think this place is underrated. People love to write it off as just an average Six Flags park with a few more coasters. That couldn't be further from the truth. With the addition of Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage, Magic Mountain is an elite coaster lineup with the best supporting cast of any park. The issue with Magic Mountain is the lack of an ultra-elite top 5 coaster. Twisted Colossus is the best ride at the park, and an upper tier RMC. And while some think X2 is the best, I just don't agree. It's definitely the headliner of the park, and an experience unlike anything else in the country. But this coaster has so many pros and cons, it's unbelievable. Insane intensity, and out-of-control ride experience, but it's so rough, and the final Raven turn is one of the worst elements ever put on a coaster. The elite coaster this park needs is a Giga, something like Fury 325, but I doubt that'll happen anytime soon, if ever. My hopes for the Giga in SoCal are also dashed at Knott's Berry Farm, so now looking at adding some kind of B&M mini hyper that probably won't even happen. Anyway, it seems clear that the battle for the best theme park in the United States is between Magic Mountain, Hershey Park, and Cedar Point. Sure Kings Island and Carowinds, and Busch Gardens Williamsburg, as well as Six Flags Great Adventure, are all very strong parks, but they just don't stack up to the big guns. Which is best? Probably right now, Cedar Point, but I don't think that'll be the case for much longer. The park is very landlocked, and I'm not sure of the land situation by Hershey, but I think it's much better. Cedar Point also has very few things that it's missing, and if they don't pull something big with Dragster, I think Steel Vengeance will remain the headlining attraction at the park for many years to come. Hershey, like Magic Mountain, lacks the ultra elite coaster, but also like Magic Mountain, is just one coaster away from glory. They both need a Giga, but I feel like this is more likely at Hershey, but you never know. I've talked about the bizarre finances of Six Flags Magic Mountain before. A Giga is in the park's range, just if they choose to add it or two medium-sized coasters. West Coast Racers and Wonder Woman combined cost more than Fury, and while these are both strong additions, Wonder Woman more so, I'd have much rather seen the Giga. Just imagine how insane this thing would be flying over the paths and utilizing the terrain. Dream stuff. But until that, Cedar Point is king. But what else even is there for these parks to add? Let's say for argument's sake that both Magic Mountain and Hershey get a Giga. What is missing in these lineups? Maybe some kind of Gerstlauer at Cedar Point and Magic Mountain, maybe a GCI or something at Hershey? I have no idea. I haven't heard much about that tilt coaster recently, maybe something like that. If anyone has any updates on that, please let me know. But anyway, where do you guys think these parks could go, or just parks in general? I feel like we're reaching the pinnacle of coaster design, and there's just not much more to go. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you all in the next video.